Here's the result for the guy you filled out the survey for. He gets a C+. plus. This guy is rather so-so. Not too good, not too bad. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He is more likely to be someone who talks a lot about his plans rather than actually putting in the effort to make them real. You might hear about his big dreams and clever ideas, but when push comes to shove, he'll struggle to keep up with the demands of daily work. Don't count on him to climb very high in his career. The talk is there, but the action is missing.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he won't explode or get dramatic, but he's likely to retreat into himself. He prefers staying calm and polite, so you won't see much yelling or blaming. He won't create chaos, but he isn't the type to take charge and fix things either.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work generally find him easy to get along with because he's calm, polite, and doesn't pick fights. He keeps things smooth and avoids drama, so you won't hear stories of loud arguments or harsh words. He's not the type to create trouble or make enemies.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do well in your career, he will be polite and calm about it. He won't feel threatened or jealous, and you won't catch him making rude remarks or acting out just because you're succeeding. He will likely respect your achievements quietly, keeping his own feelings to himself.
What if you start earning more than him?
He isn't the kind of person who'll secretly resent you or feel deeply insecure just because you earn more. He will accept it with calmness and good manners, not letting it turn into arguments or tension. At the same time, don't expect him to be excited or cheer you on loudly.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He isn't very organized or hardworking, so you might find that he doesn't pay much attention to managing money carefully. He isn't reckless or wild with spending, but he can be a bit careless and forgetful, sometimes losing track of where the money goes. He enjoys nice things and beauty, so he may spend on things that catch his eye, even if it's not practical.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He enjoys beautiful things and may try to make his life look stylish, but he isn't very careful with planning or keeping track of what he can really afford. Sometimes he might buy fancy items or spend on things that make him feel special, even if it's not wise financially. You won't see him making a lot of noise about money, but quietly, he might stretch his budget more than he should.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He's polite and keeps things pleasant, but when it comes to warmth and kindness, he tends to hold back. He isn't the type to go out of his way to help others or share openly, and you might find him a bit distant or hard to read. He prefers keeping boundaries and doesn't easily get close or show a big hearted spirit.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He isn't someone who will try to control you or play games with money. He keeps things polite and prefers peace, so he won't pick fights or hide money as a way to get power. If you want honest talks about money, you may need to encourage those conversations yourself and keep things clear between you both.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He isn't very organized or hardworking, so he probably won't be eager to take on housework himself. While he won't openly insist that all chores are your responsibility, you may find that he quietly expects you to handle most of them. Housework doesn't seem important to him, and he may avoid it by withdrawing or making excuses.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's unlikely to jump in and actually help with chores or diapers. You'll probably notice that he prefers staying in the background, maybe offering advice here or there, but not getting his hands dirty. You won't get big arguments, but you also won't get solid support with everyday tasks.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He is not likely to argue just for the sake of being right. Instead, he'll listen politely, keeping the peace. He's not interested in fighting or winning the argument, but he might not give you the emotional support you need either.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he will stay respectful and calm. You won't hear harsh words or see aggressive actions. He prefers to avoid fights and keeps his feelings under control. It's a peaceful style, but sometimes it can leave problems unsolved if he just walks away.
Does he have a bad temper?
No, he is not the kind of man who gets angry very quickly. He stays calm and doesn't blow up easily, even if something goes wrong. When upset, he pulls back quietly rather than creating a scene.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He is polite and rarely gets into fights, but he isn't quick to openly say sorry or take responsibility. Instead of blaming you, he's more likely to quietly pull back or avoid talking about what went wrong. If you need someone who admits mistakes and makes things right with honest apologies, you may feel disappointed.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
Yes, he will respect your boundaries and does understand that no means no. He is polite and keeps things peaceful, so he won't try to push you or break your trust. You won't find him ignoring your wishes or forcing you into anything. He prefers to avoid trouble and follows what makes you comfortable. Respect is a strong part of how he treats people, even if he stays a bit distant.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
He doesn't take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of feeling rejected or giving you guilt, he quietly accepts your feelings and respects your space. If you need understanding and respect on this matter, you'll find it in his gentle, quiet way.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He's gentle and keeps things polite, so he won't use your personal experiences against you or try to embarrass you later on. He values respect and won't gossip or share things meant to stay between the two of you.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He isn't the type who's always looking around or easily distracted by other women. He prefers peace and keeps to himself, so he's not likely to chase after attention or flirt. If loyalty matters to you, you can feel mostly secure. He stays committed rather than wandering.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he is not over possessive or controlling. He doesn't get easily jealous or keep a close watch on your actions. He prefers calm and distance. Instead of trying to control you or feeling suspicious all the time.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, his protective side does not come from wanting to control you. He is more relaxed and distant. Not someone who tries to manage your life or keep you under his watch. You won't find him setting limits or checking on you all the time.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He isn't someone who sees parenting as a big team effort. Most likely, he'll expect you to handle most of the day to day work with the kids. He's not very involved or energetic with family duties and tends to step back instead of jumping in to help.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he will stay calm and won't lose his temper. You won't see him yelling, scolding harshly, or getting worked up over small mistakes. He won't make things worse with angry outbursts, but he may not offer much comfort or help fix what's wrong either.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He will be polite and respectful toward you, both as a mother and as your own person. He won't stand in the way of your interests or your career, and he isn't controlling or demanding about your choices. However, he may stay a bit distant and not show active excitement for your achievements or personal growth.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
No, he's not the kind of man who would trick you by first supporting your career and then asking you to quit after you have a child. He's generally steady and respects your choices. So if you work or follow your ambitions, he won't suddenly turn around and pressure you to stop later. His style is more peaceful and distant, so he isn't likely to interfere with your decisions even after you start a family.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will act polite and respectful toward your parents, making sure everything feels smooth and pleasant when they are around. However, he isn't someone who shows real warmth or tries to build deep, friendly relationships with them. He'll never be rude, but the closeness will likely stop at polite conversations and surface level gestures. He's more likely to keep things polite and go with the flow, rather than demanding that your family change for him.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will handle it calmly and avoid making things worse. He isn't quick to get angry or start arguments, preferring to keep peaceful and let trouble slide by quietly. You won't see loud fights or stubborn behavior from him if relatives get difficult.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
He is unlikely to demand that you act like a traditional supportive wife in front of his relatives. He doesn't set strict rules or expect you to suddenly change your behavior for others. His style is more relaxed and quiet. In front of family, he'll stay polite and peaceful and won't push you to be someone you're not, just to please them.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he will most likely stay out of it rather than actively support you or take sides with his family. He prefers peace and avoids arguments. So when problems come up, he tends to step back and let you handle things. You won't see him arguing against you, but you also won't get strong backing from him.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He isn't strongly tied to his mother in a way that makes him a classic mummy's boy, but he also isn't the type to take clear sides in a conflict. If you ever have disagreements with his mother, he'll most likely stay quiet and avoid getting involved rather than openly support you or her. He won't create drama, but you might feel alone if you need backup in family matters.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He is not likely to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He prefers privacy and keeps to himself rather than opening up about personal matters, even with close family. If he ever does mention something, it will probably be brief and not focused on drama.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all of this analysis, This guy gets a C plus. This guy is so so. Not too good, not too bad, a bit mediocre. Day in and day out, being with this man is peaceful and mostly drama free, but sometimes lonely and lacking in warmth. He is calm, polite, and doesn't argue or push you around, so there's very little tension or loud fights.